Thanks for listening to tonight's show. You can connect with Jammin Jukebox Radio Show on Twitter at Jammin Jukebox or on Facebook at Jammin Jukebox Radio Show. Check out our website at thejamminjukebox.com. Also, follow us on Blog Talk, where you will be always up to date on every episode as we add it. Each episode is available for immediate download upon the conclusion of each broadcast, and as always on iTunes. Thank you for joining us.
Well, hello and welcome, everyone, to Jammin Jukebox Radio Show. I am your host, DJ Delta Dawn, and I want to say a huge hello and welcome to everyone here. And if you're brand new to our show today, we greatly appreciate you being here with us for the first time. Today, I bring you a wonderful, wonderful group. Absolutely love these ladies. They are known as Sweet Honey in the Rock, and they're absolutely phenomenal. They are an internationally renowned a cappella ensemble. They have performed all over the world, including Washington, D.C., for our President and First Lady. And so I would like to welcome today from Sweet Honey in the Rock, Aisha Kahlil. Hello, Aisha.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for being with us today. You guys have been so incredibly busy, so to have any time for me and the show is just an honor beyond compare. Thank you so very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're so welcome. I would like to know, as I'm sure many of the listeners may be curious to know, how did Sweet Honey in the Rock come to be? How did you both begin?
Well, the group has been going since 1971, and there have been 23 women in the group who have come in and out of the group since then. It began in 1971 as a workshop, which was taught by Bernice Johnson Reagon, and there were several people in the workshop who wanted to go further with the music. So as a result, they ended up forming the group. They got together and asked, who wanted to be part of it, and set a time and place. And the people who showed up were the people who eventually made it to the stage and became the first members of Sweet Honey in the Rock way back in 1971.
Well, I want to congratulate you on the longevity of the group because it has just gone so many places. You guys have done many things. You've released over 20 CDs. It is unbelievable what you have accomplished in the time that you've been together, and some of the things that you've done has just been second to none. So talk a little bit about your experience of being part of this phenomenal group and some of the places that it has taken you on this journey.
Well, for me, it's been quite an experience. I had a lot of training coming up in the Black church, and later on in my high school with a cappella music, and I was a theater major, and then began to listen to jazz and other forms and perform with bands while I was still in college, and then I went all the way around, and it kind of brought me to the group Sweet Honey in the Rock, which was singing a cappella, which was very familiar to me. And since I've been with the group, we've been all over the world and all over the United States, and it's been quite a journey, both musically, geographically, and evolutionary, to grow up and continue to grow as a person, a human being, a spirit, with the other women of Sweet Honey in the Rock.
Well, one thing that I absolutely adore about your group is your musical sound, because, well, the whole a cappella musical thing has always just really impressed me, and it's always mesmerized me, because that is not an easy thing to do, to sing a cappella and then to sing a cappella in harmony. As a group, how do you all work that out so it just comes out sounding like this beautiful, just sound that is just like angels from heaven almost?
Well, we just practice. A lot of us write, all of us write, and bring the arrangements to the group to rehearse, and and over a period of time, the songs evolve. As long as we have them in our repertoire, they begin to take on an evolutionary experience, and it just all comes together when we hit the stage and we sing.
And it's magical. I must tell you, it's very magical. The sound, your songs are just so uplifting, and it's just very mesmerizing, as I said, because it's not a sound you hear all the time. I mean, you do hear harmony and music a lot, but that's just a special talent, I think, when people can come together and make it sound like that. Now, I'm curious, where did the name Sweet Honey in the Rock come from?
Actually, it comes from a phrase in the Bible that talks about a land that's so rich that honey flows from the rocks. And I think the founder felt that to be significant, because she felt that it described us as black women, that we are like those rocks, that we have to be so hard just to survive in this world and in this country and this culture. But then when you get on the inside of us, you find the sweetness of honey that will flow.
Oh, I love that. That's beautifully said. And, yeah, I mean, the thing that I found most interesting was that, in addition to that, was that, it kind of captures, encompasses who you are as a group, because your repertoire is really just full of the sacred music of the Black church, the whole thing of the civil rights movement, and gosh, it speaks to the struggles and justice, and that speaks volumes to anyone. I don't think that has I think it has no boundaries. Anyone can certainly that's ever felt oppressed or repressed. I mean, your music is so speaks to that in so many ways. Talk about your experience with fans in terms of how it has impacted your fan base and the people that you perform in front of.
Well, all I know is that where we're done performing, we have people who come backstage and they talk about how Sweet Honey has impacted their lives and in a transformational way, and that they pass the songs on, the music on to their friends and their parents and their children, and like I said, definitely made a meaningful impact upon them.
I would definitely say so. I have often said on this program and to people in this industry that I work with that music is such a universal language. And when you have music like yours that can go out and just speak to people in such a profound and moving way, it's beyond the boundaries of a universal language per se. And I love music that's life-changing, that really has an impact and speaks to people in their soul, that is really, for me, what the heart of music is all about, is when it can really talk to your soul, and you can, you not only you can identify with it, but it draws you in, and you can really look at it and say, this totally applies to me, and you realize at the same time it applies to a lot of people.
Right.
And so that's very reassuring to know that, when you can have that kind of an identifier, that you're not alone and there are other people who experience the same sort of feelings and emotions when they listen to it. And that's the beauty of it, Now, I want to talk to you about your performance for our President and Mrs. Obama, which came a couple years back. How did that all, come about for you all?
We were invited by Michelle Obama. February preceding the first inauguration. And we were so happy to be able to come to the White House and do a performance. It was actually a children's concert, and she had chosen a few students from a few schools to come and be a part of that, as were her children and her mother and herself. Actually, President Obama was not part of that performance, but it was a wonderful invitation, and it was just very thrilling to be in the presence of such wonderful human beings and to be able to perform with them.
And it's not every day that someone gets to go to the White House to perform for the President and the First Lady. I mean, that is such an honor in itself. And was that the first time you had ever been to the White House to perform for the President?
Yeah, so definitely my first time. And then last week we were surprised as well because we did a performance at the Howard Theater here in Washington, D.C., and we were told a few hours before the performance that Michelle Obama was actually coming to our concert.
Oh, wow.
And it was something that was so, a surprise to us. We didn't know. And I guess they did that because of security. We didn't know she was coming, but she showed up again with her mom and her entourage and security and everything. But it was wonderful that she wanted to come to our tribute show, which was a special show that we did. We're doing in honor of the music of 4 icons of music: Nina Simone, Maria Makeba, Odetta, and Abby Lincoln, with a trio. We have been touring that for about 10 days, and we ended up at the Howard Theater on the 7th with that show. And it was such an honor for her to come and want to be a part of that experience.
Wow. I mean, that was an honor. I mean, again, as it is, it's not every day you get to go to the White House and perform for the President and the First Lady, but to have her come to your performance, later on down the road, I mean, that is equally honoring. And when you guys began back in the early 70s, I mean, did you have any idea of where the vision would take you as a group? Because you've been everywhere, and I'm sure you've had some of the most amazing experiences, as a group in the time that you've been together.
Yes, definitely. Actually, I wasn't with the group back when they started, but I can imagine that, as a group of young black women starting out a group, they probably, I don't know what they thought about or didn't think about. I know at the time I joined the group, they were quite well known, and even when I joined the group, I had no idea I would be with the group for so long and get have a chance to travel the world and see and experience the things that I've seen and experienced as a part of the group.
Well, in all of your travels internationally, where is what is your favorite place that you've been to, or do you have more than one?
I think one of my favorite places is Mozambique. I really enjoyed being there. Swaziland was another favorite. Also, the island of Hawaii, which has been my favorite long before I even joined Sweet Honey. So I love performing there, and just great memories of all of it.
Oh yeah. Do you have a particular standout memory? I don't know that there's a whole lot that can top performing for Mrs. Obama, but or even having her come to your concert. But is there a standout memory that you have in your time with Sweet Honey that just really rings true for you?
I think when we were in New Zealand and we were invited by the native people there to come and be a part of their ceremony, and we were driven way out to a very remote place late at night, and we didn't really know where we were going, but we got out the trucks, and then there were all these men, New Zealanders, who were dressed in their native wear, and were chanting and singing and welcoming us into their sacred house. And once we got there, it was just so beautiful. They had food and drink and all the different, shared with us all the different aspects of their culture and how they had been touched by the group for so long, with our songs about struggle and freedom. And that to me was one thing that really stood out for me, was that experience.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine, that is, because to be in another country, I've always wanted to go there. I've always been fascinated, with just going and seeing what it's all about. And it's one of my places that I have on my, bucket list to try and travel to one day before I leave this earth. But anyway, that is such a treat. And I know that as a whole, you all have your own individual, memories and special moments. What is something that as a group that you can say that has been something that you've all just really thoroughly enjoyed, or so maybe it be a song or what have you that you've all just enjoyed? I mean, is there a particular song that you enjoy performing more than any other? Because you have a whole library full of them that have been written through the years.
I think everyone has their favorites. I don't know if there's one group favorite song. Because we all take turns doing the programs for the concerts. I think that's kind of evident in the songs that come forward in terms of what songs the people who are programming will select to be a part of that night's concert. So it's hard to really say there's one group song that we all really enjoy singing. I think everyone kind of has their own favorites of that.
Well, when you guys are not traveling, and I know that you travel quite a bit, what do you do for downtime?
Sleep.
Or I should say, maybe the better question is, do you get much downtime? Because you are on the road quite a bit throughout the year, and do you have set weeks that you take off and you say, okay, we're going to just, have some downtime for ourselves, or how do you do it?
Yeah, yes, we do. Generally in the summer, we'll take off 2 months. And sometimes the 2 months are consecutive. Sometimes they're broken up a little bit. We have things coming in like, festivals and things like that we want to participate in. But normally, our normal concert schedule has been, basically on weekends. We travel on weekends, but lately it seems like it's kind of really been off the chain because right now we've been going since the 23rd of January with nonstop, with no break.
Oh, wow.
And today is our first break, as a matter of fact. I've kind of been sleeping all day. So forgive me if I sound a little sleepy.
And on your day off, I mean, I feel really honored because, I knew how busy, when management told me how busy you guys have been, and we booked this for today. I didn't realize, honestly, that how busy, how vast your schedule has been of late. And so I especially appreciate the fact that you took your day off to speak to us. I mean, that means a lot to me, and to the listening audience. But, I mean, I couldn't imagine. And because how do you, when you're traveling that much, how do you find a balance to just try to, I guess, remain sane to some extent? Because, it is, I know just from doing the radio thing myself, sometimes if we have a long day, it can be very tiring. So, and that so pales in comparison to getting out there and performing on stage, night after night after night to the magnitude that you ladies do. You just don't, I've seen your videos and YouTube, and I'm going to tell you, you're not just sitting on stools singing. I mean, you're very animated, you're very active, it's incredible stuff, very energized. So how do you find that balance so that you're not completely wearing yourselves out?
Well, I think for me, you have to try to, since it's kind of nonstop out there, you have to try to do the things that you can do to keep yourself going, like, your diet, exercise and, meditation. But generally it seems like once you get up, you're in another hotel in another town. It's kind of nonstop until you get back late that night. So you have to try to take the breaks for trying to make sure you remain healthy as best you can, and do things that you can do to keep your health up and keep yourself at peace with yourself and the world.
Oh, that's right. Well said. Well said. Well, where do you see Sweet Honey in the Rock? And this may be a little bit of a kind of a silly question because you guys have been around since 1973, but where do you see Honey in the Rock going, or 5 years from now? I mean, you guys have already done so much. Is there some aspect of all of this that you have yet to touch on, or is there some country you have yet to go to that you would eventually like to get to?
I don't know. I think for me, I'm kind of, right now in my life, I don't really have a whole lot of travel aspirations. I just consider it to be great just to be at home.
Oh, yeah, traveling to your
home. Yeah, I'm a real homebody at that point. I hope to find myself personally at some point in the sun by the sea, neath the palm tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until then, I really appreciate just being in the home where I am in Silver Spring, outside of Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. But for us, as a group, we have about a week off, and then we'll be headed back out internationally, going to Brussels and to London, to Oman, and then to Australia. So we'll be gone for a couple of weeks, and then we'll be back and continue on with our journey.
Well, Australia is another one of those places, and London, too, that I've always wanted to go to. I'm going to vicariously stow away in a suitcase and go with you guys, and I won't be any trouble on the road, but I'll just kind of take in all the scenery. But, yeah, I mean, you start back up, around the 21st of March, you'll be in Belgium performing, and there it'll go.
We're leaving on the 19th, actually.
Oh, wow. So you don't have too long to just kind of breathe at home and have that downtime before you're traveling off, flying the friendly skies all over again. Now, in terms of new music, with all the travel, are you guys getting to do a lot of writing and producing some new stuff in the meantime, or is that just something that you kind of work in when you can?
Well, I think we kind of work it in when we can. We actually have a new recording out called the Sweet Honey in the Rock Live at Jazz at Lincoln Center, and that is the record of our tribute concert that we performed at Jazz at Lincoln Center, the Rose Hall, 2 years ago. And with that, it's actually a combination of the acapella music, and we also have a trio, piano, bass, and drums. So it's very different, very exciting record that we're very proud of and happy to have released. So you can have a chance to pick it up and check it out. It'd be great.
That's right. And yes, and for anyone listening, you can go to Sweet Honey's website, sweethoney.com, and you will be able to, there's a link to all of where you can purchase all their music and their media. They have video, too. So they've got a little bit of everything, upcoming tour dates, all about this wonderful a cappella group, and you guys are awesome. I really enjoy your music, and the first time I heard it, I was so uplifted by it, and each and every time since I've listened to it, I've just been incredibly uplifted. And so keep doing what you're doing. It's a beautiful thing.
Thank you so much.
And I want to thank you for taking time. Again, I can't thank you enough for taking time to be on our show today, given, how busy you've been and how busy you're about to be all over again. Taking time on your sleeping day off to speak with us for a few minutes, and that really means a lot, and we really appreciate it.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Thank you. And safe travels to all of you in your upcoming tour internationally, and we would love to speak with you again at some point to catch up and find out what Sweet Honey and the Rock has been up to.
Okay. All right, fine. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, and be blessed, and we will talk again soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. We have just been speaking with Aisha Kahlil, and she is one of the members of Sweet Honey and the Rock. The other members of Sweet Honey and the Rock are Maillard, Louise Robinson, Nitanju Casel, and Shirley Saxton, and Ysaye Barnwell. They make up Sweet Honey and the Rock. And if you have never heard them, you need to check them out. Like I said, you can go to their website, sweethoney.com, and you can click on the Music and Media tab, and you can see all the videos that are available. You can hear audio of their music. They are phenomenal. If you love a cappella music, if you love a cappella groups, you will love Sweet Honey and the Rock. You can also find them on Twitter. They are actually shoney73, shoney73, and you can follow them And if you like their stuff, please support them. Buy their stuff. They are internationally known, great group, and a wonderful, wonderful group of women. So thank you so very much for being with us today. This is going to wrap our show up, but we will be right back here tomorrow evening. We've got another great show lined up for all of you. Tomorrow's guest will be someone by the name, an artist by the name of Arena, and she is from Russia, and we are so excited to be speaking with her. She is a dance pop singer-songwriter artist, and she has a song out right now called Something About You that is just taking the indie world by storm. It is a great dance tune, and so she's getting quite a bit of airplay. We will be speaking with her tomorrow evening, talking about her career, and we're very excited about that. That begins at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then we have got a whole week's worth of shows lined up every night, it seems like. So you'll want to tune in. You can go to our website, thejamminjukebox.com, for a full list of all of our guests this week. We've got a great week ahead, so we're very, very excited about that. And that is going to about do it for us. So everyone, thank you for joining us tonight and tuning in. We greatly appreciate you. If you're brand new to our program, please, we welcome you back anytime, so do not be a stranger. We would love to have you here. And hope you've had a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your evening and have a great week. And we will talk to you again real soon. Take care and good night.
Tonight's show has been brought to you by One Taste of Main Street Cake Shop, baked from scratch, custom-made cakes and cupcakes, and you'll be hooked. Every cake is made to order with only the finest and freshest ingredients. This is no ordinary bakery. Cakes are never pre-made. Main Street Cake Shop is in demand, having provided cakes and cupcakes for numerous prestigious events, bridal fairs, and venues. Owned and operated by April Murray, she has garnered many awards for not only her exquisite cake designs, but also for their incredible taste. If you're looking for a cake for any occasion, or cupcakes in a variety of flavors, then Main Street Cake Shop is the place. Visit them on the web at mainstreetcakeshop.com.